Hi, I was talking to a parent today, and she was telling me on the phone that her child doesn't listen to her. Every time she wants to go out and teach her child something or get her child to understand something when it comes to academic stuff, her child was just not listening. Her child was not paying attention. Her child wanted her mother. Her child wanted to play. Her child wanted to eat. Her child was not listening. And so I think a lot of parents have been saying this, right? They've been saying, our children don't listen to us, they will only listen to a teacher. So I thought that was a great thing for us to talk about. I thought a lot of parents would also be having those kind of situations at home. So there are three quick things that I wanted to tell you. Just very, very simple. This is a very short video. The first thing is children like structure. Children like structure. What does structure mean? Set up a timetable. So what's happening is the timetable is running the day. Okay, it's not you who are running the day. You as a parent, when you try to run the day, then I'm sure children will run you and not the day. So set up a timetable. A good way to do that would be to create large blocks of time. And if you really don't, you don't really need to get to the nitty gritty. You don't need to get down to the absolute details of it. You can set up big chunks, big blocks, and that really allows children to understand that yes, there is a logic, there is a structure, there is a timetable, and we are now just sitting to study because this is the time for us to study. That might really, really make a big difference to your children. Strategy number 2. The second strategy I think is really helpful, and falls within timetable. You don't have to go and really figure out every little bit. What you can do is you can have conversations with your child in the level at which your child understands, and try and get that timetable to be a co-developed timetable. That means something that is developed between you and your child. That really creates a sense of ownership and pride with the child. You want to understand that it's okay. It's okay. It takes time because you're setting a norm, you're setting a standard, you're setting a habit, you're setting these skills. Now, what you want to do is you want to set up the routines. If you want to move back, then the first thing to do is set up a ritual, then set up a routine. The routine then becomes a habit. The habit then becomes a discipline. That's how you start setting up disciplines. So you want to think about, maybe leaving large empty blocks in the way that allows you to help you and your child create changes in the timetable. So even if you're not, even if you're doing something different, at least it's part of the timetable. And so the timetable continues to rule your day. Strategy number 3. Listen up. Strategy number 3 is a little tricky. It takes time. It takes practice. And what that means is for a mother to move to becoming a teacher instantly, you can use your voice. You can use your gaze. You can use your body language. You can use your physiology, your entire physiology. So think about instructional language. The way you talk to your child otherwise when your child is eating or when your child is playing or when your child is cuddling with you, use a different tonality to your voice. Use a different structure in the way you speak. Use maybe a different name. Maybe you call your child by their pet name. But when you are teaching or when you flip to being the role of the teacher for your child, maybe you can use your physiology. Maybe you can suddenly just use your child's full name, or you might call her Miss So-and-so, and that would really trigger a lot of different sense of emotions in your child. good emotions, which you can then use. So I will talk more about instructional language, but do let me know in the comments what you think about my 3 little hacks, and let me know what you want to hear more about. Do you want to hear more about how do I make timetables? What do good timetables look like? Or do you want to know more about instructional language and how you can learn instructional language with your child? Thank you very much for being part of the Parents as Teachers community.